Hello there everyone, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'll be talking about the things that I've learned as a Muslim woman in my 20s. As I'm filming this video right now, I'm 24 and I've had a lot of stuff happen from the time I turned 20 up until now. A lot of ups, a lot of downs. And it honestly feels like time has flown by so quickly, and it's made me want to reflect more about like the things I've learned from like the time I turned 20 up until now. And next year I'll be 25, so like that's like a big girl age. So the first thing I want to share that I've learned so far is that your identity will evolve. I used to feel this overwhelming pressure that I had to fit into a certain box, or I had to be like other Muslims, or I had to look and act a certain way, or I had to practice certain things in order to really identify myself as like a true Muslim. And this would lead me to being really harsh towards myself and a lot of negative self-talk. This also led me to limiting myself a lot more than what the religion requires, doing a little bit more than necessary just so that I can fit this perfect box. The things that I've learned is that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has created us all differently, and He wants us to embrace that, not suppress it. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He has set boundaries for us, but it's more so for our protection rather than to restrict us. Like, our religion still gives us so much freeway to be as we are and who we are, and doesn't demand us to strip our identity away. Rather, it encourages us to embrace our identity. And that took me a long time to understand, because I was just having such a sort of black and white thinking of like it's either this or that. But as I've gotten older, I've started to realize that there's a lot of like room and a lot of leeway that we are being given. So the second thing I've learned is that there is so much power in dua and dhikr. In the past, I never really bothered to do dhikr, and I'm not sure why, but I just didn't. And the same thing with dua. Dua, I mainly saw it as like a thing to do like in sujood rather than to like, raise up your hands. When it also came to dua, I never really expressed myself fully in prayer. Like, I would of course pray for things I want and stuff, but like never really go into depth within my prayers, like really explain like my true feelings, especially the ones that felt sort of heavy or very unpleasant. So what I've learned is that dua isn't just about asking Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for what you want, but it's more so about having a conversation with Him, telling Him how you feel, telling Him how happy you are, telling Him how maybe depressed you are, telling Him about how your day is going. It is just like you would have a normal conversation with your friend. It's the same way with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, except He is the one who literally created you, loves you 70 times more than your mom, and wants the absolute best for you. So what I've learned is that dhikr helps with connecting with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. For me, as someone who often gets anxious or nervous, dhikr has been so helpful with helping me feel a lot more calm, and has helped me with reducing my anxiety, especially when I start to like overthink or like have negative thoughts. Doing dhikr has really helped me. Like, I start to like calm down a bit when I do dhikr. And so if you're anxious, or if you're a nervous person, or if you're somebody who easily overthinks or lets their negative thoughts sort of get to them, I think doing dhikr will absolutely help you. And some examples of some dhikr that you can recite are like Astaghfirullah, La hawla wa la quwwata illa billah, La ilaha illallah. So in the Quran, chapter 13, verse 28, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, "Those who believe and whose hearts find comfort in the remembrance of Allah, surely in the remembrance of Allah do the hearts find comfort." The third thing I've learned is to have trust, or tawakkul. There have been many times where I have felt very like upset or anxious or frustrated at something. Maybe something didn't go my way. Maybe someone said something I didn't like, or maybe I'm again like overthinking about something. Whatever sort of unpleasant feelings erupts within me, I sort of bask in it or like sit in it. Especially as I'm getting older, it's becoming more clear to me that there's a lot of uncertainty. Like, I think we all kind of know to a degree that there's a lot of uncertainty in our lives, in the world in general. But I think especially when it comes to our own personal lives, like as you get older, I feel like there's a lot more uncertainty, and that can cause a lot more anxiety. Like, you don't know necessarily what tomorrow brings, or you don't know what the next 5 years will look like. I mean, you'll plan and plan, but like you won't necessarily know, and like some things come up, some things may derail you from your path. And so what I've learned is that with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He knows how everything is gonna go. He knows your life, and He knows all that you're feeling, and whenever you speak to Him, like He hears you. Everything that you're saying, everything that you're expressing, your worries, your anxieties, your frustration, He hears you. And another thing I've learned is that really Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is the best of planners. He knows exactly when to bring you the thing that you want or the thing that you need, and he knows the perfect timing of it. And this can be sometimes hard because sometimes you'll think, well, I feel ready for this thing and I want it right now, but Allah knows way more than you do. I've also learned that it's just okay to feel uncertain, to feel anxious or nervous, especially about the future, especially about like what you're gonna do with your life, or how things are gonna go, or like if maybe a certain hardship will end, or like anticipating something. Like, it's okay to feel all this anxiety and nervousness like around especially the future. It's just a matter of talking to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and I think this has been the most helpful thing for me, to just like talk to him about the things that are making me anxious or nervous, the things that I really want to like manifest in my life, but they're not, coming about, or I'm not seeing it at least. And so just again, knowing that he's the best of planners and talking to him about it has really helped me feel a bit more relaxed with the future. I still get, again, worried and anxious about it, but it's not so much to the point where it overwhelms me, because again, I know that he is the one who's in control of the future anyways, and he's in control of my future. The only thing that he's going to bring into my future is the best of the best. So the fourth thing that I learned is that good things are always happening. In the world currently, there is a lot going on, and not only that, but everybody in their own individual lives are also going through their own thing, their own struggles, their own problems. It's so easy to feel like jaded, hopeless, and nervous, or just feeling a sense of like despair. So what I've learned is that just because there's a lot of unpleasant things happening, whether it's in my life or in the world, it doesn't mean that good things aren't gonna come or will come about. I think the greatest indicator for me is simply just seeing like regular people when I go outside, or even sometimes on social media, you'll see people, for example, like getting married or having kids or getting a new job or getting accepted into a school. There's still good things happening to people, and there's still goodness out there, and I think it's just a matter of looking for it and seeing it. Like, there's still people going to the store buying groceries, there's still people going outside for a walk, a lot of different species of birds, of animals, of plants. Like, there's still a lot in this world that is growing and evolving, and despite, again, all that is happening in the world and all that is happening within maybe your own life, there's like, life is still continuing on, life is still moving forward. Another thing to remember is that this earth and everything else in it and outside of it belongs to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So it's like, again, if he is a Lord who wants good for you and the best for you, why would he not also want the best for like everyone else and the world and just everything that's within this universe? So one of the names that I think fits perfectly with this lesson I've learned is Al-Wahhab, the giver of gifts. Allah is constantly giving gifts. Allah SWT is still answering prayers, he's still giving gifts to people, and he has like no limitations towards it. Just because there's so much unpleasant things happening in the world, or maybe within your own life, it doesn't then mean that he's like somehow running out of abundance. No, he is limitless. It doesn't matter if the world is literally falling apart, he will still have something to give to everybody, and he'll always be giving. So I think knowing that and understanding that gives me really a sense of hope, because it's like there's still goodness out there, and it may not necessarily come from people, but it comes from the one who like owns people. There's still good things happening, and it doesn't even necessarily have to be like big things too. It could be small things, like, for example, being able to like eat breakfast in the morning, being able to get up out of bed. Another thing that's helped me with remembering that good things will always happen is the power of gratitude. Even if it's just thinking about 3 things you're grateful for like the day, is enough to like remind yourself that, hey, there's still good things happening. Closing off this video, all the lessons I've mentioned are things that I have learned and have really helped me navigate my 20s a bit more easily. During this time, especially like early 20s, it's sort of like kind of like a rocky building era, and so I think having these sorts of lessons and really integrating them within my life has helped me through this process a lot more, and has helped me go through it less worried, less anxious, and less frustrated. That's it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. If there are any lessons that you have learned or are currently learning, please write them in the comment section below, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye-bye. Ooh.